Hi all, Delrin Shims from DA Components. Just going to do a video about pole maintenance. So in this video I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put new lever clamps on the Delrin shimmy and the actual nut as well, and the spring that goes inside. I'm going to leave the clamp body on, and then I'm actually going to take all this tape off, the stop tape. Now to take the stop tape off, I find it a lot easier just by using good old Stanley knife blade and just rest it against the actual section of carbon itself and just push up, and you can see it just takes the stop tape off completely. So that's what I'll be doing first, taking all the stop tape off each section of each pole, and then I'm just going to get a bucket of water with a microfiber cloth and just clean each section. Once I've cleaned each section, I'm going to put a hose pipe down here just to rinse it off and let them stand there like so. And then I'm going to actually clean the pole with some pole spray from Jigsaw Innovation. And then I'm going to put some new stop tape on to stop the pole from coming out of the actual each section, so it stops. And then just before we finish the video, when I do the actual lever clamp, I'm going to take them off like this completely. Just bear with me, just take this off. You can change the body if you wanted to of the clamp, but I'm not going to be doing that. Just bear with me. So that's completely out. What you will find is the clamp body here, this here actually wears down the same as the Delrin shimmy. So I'm actually going to file it with a half moon file, so it's got something new to take to. And then obviously these levers will be getting replaced. So once this is all done, put the pole back together and it'll reduce all this spinning for this pole. Okay, so I removed all the stop tape on each section of the pole, and I put stop tape on the bottom edge of the pole, like so, to stop the ends splintering or whatever, just prolong the life of each section. And then I put some more stop tape just at the about an inch or half an inch away from the red stop, for when it comes up to the clamp and it stops the clamp. The tape I've used is just normal electrician's tape. You can use 3M tape, and as you like curl it round the actual each section, you go about a quarter over it, or you can maybe get away with half away, but don't do two, because you won't be able to go past the actual clamp when you put your pole back together. So that's the stop tape being replaced on each section of the carbon fiber pole. So now we just want to talk about the actual clamp lever. On this occasion I've left the clamp body attached to each section. So what I did, I just thought, right, we'll just change the clamp lever with a new spring, and it'll have a new Delrin shim which goes inside here. And I think a lot of the time is the Delrin shim actually wears away on the actual lever action as it comes around like so. So I'm just going to replace it with a brand new clamp lever with the spring and the Delrin shim. There's the bolt and there's the spring. It just lines up like that. Can be a bit fiddly. I'm just going to hold it and get the other lever, the other part. And I'm actually going to show you about this Delrin shim. There's a correct way of doing this. It has a little chamfered edge on one side. Now that chamfered edge wants to be facing you when you put this on. So hold the bolt and then get the lever and just line it up with the actual bolt itself. Once it starts to go, you'll feel it bite into the nut. I did say it can be a bit fiddly, but once you feel as it goes, it does go. There we go. Right. So there's the clamp lever back on the actual clamp body. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, because we've cleaned this with a microfiber cloth, I'm actually going to protect the pole with some pole spray. The pole spray I'm going to be using is from Jigsaw Innovations, and all I'm going to do is just spray it on, and then I'm going to wipe it off with a microfiber cloth. Shake the actual can and just spray the pole in even sections and just turn the pole. Then I'm just going to wipe that with a microfiber cloth. Now that should protect each section of that pole. It'll help it slide in each section throughout the day when the poles are put back together. And then I'm going to put the pole back together and test each clamp lever on each section. Even putting the pole back together, it feels like a brand new pole. It feels like Christmas. So the reason why I never clamped them up completely, because you would have had to undo them to get that into the section. Just the feel of that is just amazing. So then you can put it down to the clamp body, and then you can test it, see if it moves. Does it move? And I'm putting a little bit of force on there, and then you know yourself, as soon as you lift that lever there, it just feels absolutely smooth, really smooth. So yeah, let's put the next section on. That action's just feels, you can tell I've actually maintained this pole now. Pull the lever across, test it. Right, we have a spinning situation there. So if I pull the pole up and it spins again, right, okay. So if I do it half an inch from the end of the clamp body, doesn't spin. So now that spins. So now I can't adjust that clamp, because if I adjust that clamp, the clamp lever will be there like so, and I would like it down to there. But on this occasion, I'm going to put all the section together, and then we'll talk about how to stop that spinning. It's feeling good. It's feeling good. Last section. It doesn't spin. Just the feel of that action. You can tell it's got some new clamps on, and a Delrin shimmy as well. So let's have a look at this section here. The number 2 section is actually comes to the clamp body, and if I tighten that up, I'll actually show you. If I actually tighten that really tight, it will clamp onto this and stop it spinning. What you'll find is the bolt's going all the way through. When you're opening that, you're going to catch it, and then that won't spin now. But when you pull the pole up, it'll be very tight to get out. Now I'm forcing that out. Now if I wanted to clamp this one here, what happens is the lever stays there like so, or it might bounce back. Then the clamp, you'd have to back it off, and I don't like working like that. So I'll clamp it back down here, and I'll loosen it off. Sorry, I'll loosen it off so it clamps perfect on the different part of the actual section of the pole. That feels normal to me. Get down to here, and it spins. And that section there, number 2, spins. So I'm just going to show you a top tip how to reduce that section from spinning. So I had an issue with number 2 clamp. So to stop the spinning, it's a good old favourite. Very similar to, if not, it's exactly the same as the stop tape I put on the bottom of the pole. Obviously in this occasion I've used the grey one just to show you demonstration. I will be changing that to a black one to follow suit of the actual section. I quite like the actual tape because when you clamp it down to the body, it stops him from spinning. And what you will find is, once it's been used a lot as well, if the tape starts to like wear away, you just take it off, put some more on as well, so you still prolong the life of the section as well. So I'll be putting this pole back together. I'll be putting all my polos through it, put my brush back on, and ready for work. So there we are. I hope you found the video interesting. And if there's any other videos you would like me to cover, please leave a comment in the comments below. Thank you very much. Delrin Shims from DA Components.